Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today I am at Velocity Valley, which is a pretty cool adrenaline park, and they have an airbag and a jump I'm gonna try out. Pretty much, I really wanna learn a sui, and that's what today is all about. So I have watched some YouTube videos on how to do a suicide no-hander, and from what I've learned is that at first I have to start with just pinching, and that's what I'm gonna start with. Nothing with taking the hands off. I'm just going to pretty much pinch my frame or my seat with my knees, and from what I've heard from these videos, I need to stand tall, and I'm gonna go for no style. You're supposed to look super stiff because you're just trying to pinch and stand tall, and so while it won't look pretty, it will supposedly set the foundation for a good suicide. So yeah, let's try it out. Well, I definitely think I'm standing up tall enough. So I guess the next step is the scary one, take off hands. So I have practiced this before. I've gotten like a few inches off both my hands, but my pinch has always been really weird and squatted, and so it never felt great. So now that I have, I think, a pretty good squat, or now that I have a pretty good pinch, I think I'm gonna try to take my hands off. Okay. Now that I'm getting my fingers and palm hovering over the handlebar, I definitely want to try to get off. While editing this video, I've noticed I've been doing a few things incorrectly. One is pinching too early, and I've been pinching mainly the frame and not the seat because I'm pinching early, rather than waiting until I level out so I can pinch the seat and then release my hands. So pretty much I'm doing everything just a tad bit too early, and I should be doing it at the apex, so about here. I get to that wasn't a good pinch. My feet kind of got floaty. I'm kind of figuring out now that I'm focusing on taking off my hands, I'm not doing as good of a pinch. So I'm gonna try this time, mainly focus on the pinch, and the hands are just an afterthought. So let's see what this does. Oh man, pros make it look so easy. Well, that was exhausting, and I don't know, I'm happy I'm getting my hands off a little bit, but it's a lot harder than I expected it to be, especially like with flats. I think the hardest part is not the hands off thing, but the pinching, because I'll pinch a little bit and I'll start taking my hands off and I'll realize it's not good enough pinch, and so my bike starts floating, so I immediately put my hands back on. Yeah, so it's gonna take some practice. One thing that is definitely giving me a lot of confidence during this skill session time on the airbag, because while it is an airbag, airbags still can hurt, or you can still nail yourself with a pedal. It's not a foolproof system. And so I took it off because I'm kind of cooling down right now, and then I'm gonna finish off my practice session. But I really like these Ion K-Pack knee pads, well, and their shin pads. They're like super protective. And that's really nice because they even cover a fair bit of the back too with all these straps, if you can see them. And then another thing that I feel like I won't do this airbag without is just this chest protector. I one time was with a friend and we were doing skills, not necessarily on an airbag, but just pump tracking around, and she did something and her handlebars went sideways and stabbed her in the chest and stopped her heart for a little bit, and I was there for that, and I did not like that. She's fine now, but she had a full day of recovery in the hospital. But after that, I just kind of realized, well, a lot of things can go wrong, so might as well wear protection, when honestly some people think it's goobery, but you know, I stay safe and I feel confident, and it gives me confidence, so why the heck not? I'd like to thank Competitive Cyclists for sponsoring this video. I'll leave a link to the protective gear I got from them in the description below. All right, back at it, at another day at the airbag, and I'm gonna still keep working on my suicide and see if I can nail this down. Man, I just need to take my arms wider. But getting there. yeah, I think a lot of skills when you watch on YouTube, you think, oh, I can get that down very fast, but in reality, it takes a while, and honestly, I am not the person that gets skills right away, at least a fair bit, but the one thing I am is consistent, and so that's one thing I've learned with learning bike skills is you don't have to be like magically gifted, you just have to practice, so I'm just gonna keep at it. Thanks for coming along and learning suicides with me. I still have a ton to improve on, but hey, that's mountain biking. Now I hope you go and find some flow.